I'm going to be ranking the best small forward cards right now in NBA 2K23. My team ranging from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and then we do have about 30 to 35 of the best small forwards in the game. Let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite small forwards currently to run in Season 6, and let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first small forward here is going to be the Galaxy Ball Deadlift card. I would say he's probably a solid B tier small forward. I mean, nothing too crazy about the card. He's just going to be a nice, really solid budget small forward. Like, he's got pretty good offensive stats, 95 3 ball, 95 mid-range, tons of good Hall of Fame shooting badges. I mean, animations, he's got great dribble sigs, 4 years, 6'10" 3. I mean, for the small forward position, he's going to be really nice on the offensive end. Maybe lacks a bit of defense, but not really. Like, I think he's going to be a solid defender in game. So Deadlift Shrem for me is going to be in that B tier category. AK-47, 1000% going to be an S tier. I think he's easily, maybe not easily, but I think he's a step above all the other small forwards in the game. I mean, just a great jump shot, one of the best defenders in the game, and also has great dribble sigs. I mean, AK, I think for most people has to be in that S tier category. I will throw Al Horford in C tier because I do think he's a little bit better at that shooting guard position. I think you can maybe argue B tier, and maybe he does get moved up there later in the video. But for now, I do think Al Horford, you know what? I'll throw B tier. I'm gonna go B tier for Al. I think he's really nice, 6'10", and does have a capable jump shot. Jonathan Bender, I'm not 100% sure if he's still a top 5 small forward in the game, so I do want to keep him in A tier for now, but still a 7-foot demigod, got a great jump shot and really good dribble sigs. He can definitely maybe get moved up to S tier later in the video. Just gonna throw him in A tier for now because not 100% sure if he's a top 5 small forward in the game. Dark Matter Bill Russell, gotta go in S tier. Still the best defender in my team, even though cards like AK are on that level. I mean, he's still got perfect defensive stats and every single Hall of Fame defensive badge, and he's 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan. He's got amazing tendencies, like basically perfect tendencies for defense. I mean, the card is just ridiculous. Like, he's just so overpowered on the defensive end. They actually gave Bill Russell a pretty good jump shot. He's got very good dribble sigs, quick drops off 1. He's got the normal leaner. I mean, he's basically a perfect small forward if you're looking for a 3-and-D guy. Like, he's the best defender in the game, and he's going to be very solid on offense. Dark Matter LeBron, I still think you got to give A tier. A really, really well-rounded card. I mean, the jump shot, I think, really does hurt LeBron, and the fact that the Kyle Korver base just doesn't really mesh well with a LeBron upper. I would rather the LeBron base and the LeBron upper compared to the Kyle Korver base. I just think the jump shot's a lot more smooth and easier to green. So that's like my only flaw with LeBron at this stage of my team, is his jump shot really isn't up to par with the other small forwards in the game. The Jonathan Benders, the AKs, the Bill Russell. I mean, they just got way better jump shots than the Dark Matter LeBron. So Dave Cowens, he is the collector level, like the highest collector level card you can obtain right now, and he is probably the second or maybe best small forward in the game. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to include him on this tier list because I think there's 1 or 2 people maybe in the world that we know about that actually has him. Shout out to TK for having him. He's the only guy that's like kind of a content creator that we know that does have this card, and I've seen JC's gameplay. He looks to be an absolute beast. I mean, just all around is a really, really good small forward. I think he's easily top 5. Just let me know in the comment section down below, do you think I should be including him in this tier list? If not, then you guys can just kind of forget about him and just pretend he's not in S tier. I'll talk about that more later in the video, and maybe somebody that will take his spot in S tier if you guys don't want to include him. But he is available, so if he wasn't available, that does make sense. Like, if I don't want to put cards on a tier list that aren't available, but right now you can get this Dave Cowens cards. It's just going to be impossible to get, and only a very select few of people do have the Dark Matter. Ed, I would say, is probably B tier. I think he's a solid small forward in the game. He's definitely not my favorite small forward, but I think he's solid. I mean, I kind of want to move Al Horford and Ed down to C tier, because if you look at Danny Ferry, right? Danny Ferry's got to go in A tier, a really good offensive small forward, still got a great jump shot, and he's a very capable defender. And then I think you got to go Franz probably in B tier, because I would take Franz over Ed and over Al Horford at the small forward position, and same thing with Deadlift Shrem. So I think for now, they're both going to be in that B tier category alongside the Galaxy Simple Rudy Gay. I think just because of his player model, and he still got a super smooth and easy jump shot, I think you got to throw Rudy Gay in the B tier category. He's 6'8" at the 3 with a 7'3" wingspan. Great at going to the basket. Got a great player model. He's a very solid defender in game. Got pretty good dribble sigs. I mean, just all around is a very complete card in the game. And I still think he's probably going to be in B tier. Dark Matter Grant Hill, even though I do think he might be a little bit better at shooting guard, I still think you got to go Grant Hill in A tier. A very, very good defensive card. I mean, that's pretty much it. He plays good defense, can knock down a 3. I just do wish he had better dribble sigs. Dark matter Giannis also got to be in the A tier category. Same thing with LeBron. I'm not the biggest fan of their jump shots, but just their defense and overall glitchy animations they do get in game, I think they're still super valuable at the small forward position. I think Giannis, because of his size and athleticism, might be better at the power forward spot. He's got that super lanky player build, so maybe at the small forward he isn't the best, just because you kind of want cards that can move a little bit more and be more of an offensive throw the ball in their hands. But I still think Giannis is going to be an A tier small forward. Gus Gerard, I will say, super underwhelming for how good he was back in 2K22. His diamond card at the start of the year, as I just cannot spell his name apparently, but yeah, Gus Gerard was so nice back in 22, and I just feel like they kind of did him dirty, man. Like, not great stats, no good dribble sigs besides the Kobe escape. I mean, he's got quick drops off 1. This jump shot I just don't personally like that much. Like, the Crusoe upper sometimes is good on cards, like it's on cards like Nate Thurman, which isn't terrible, but I mean, just all around he's kind of mid. I would say he's on that like Al Horford and kind of like Ed level, where, you know, he's still decent. Like, they're all great small forward cards. I mean, you could maybe even argue Gus down in D tier, but I will keep him in C tier for now. Galaxy Jonathan Isaac, I think you got to go A tier. A very good defender, still one of the best defensive cards in the game, and does have a very capable jump shot. I think you got to give Jonathan Isaac A tier. Jabari Parker, I would say, is probably that 1 tier below. A really good budget small forward, still one of the best budget cards in the game. Like, I really like this card. I don't know if you can give him A tier. He does have really good sigs and a very capable jump shot, having that Rui Hachimura base. So I think Jabari Parker gonna go in B tier for me. Jared Jeffries also gonna be in B tier. Okay, I do want to mention this because I do get a bunch of questions on these tier list videos. I'm not ranking the cards in order, so sometimes I might say like, oh, he's like, you know, one of the best cards in B tier, and I like put him at the top of B. I'm not exactly doing that for every card. I kind of just place them wherever. So I'm not saying, you know, Danny Ferry's the worst small forward in A tier and Bender's the best small forward, and like, you know, Giannis is the second worst or Grant Hill's the second best. I'm not ranking them in their tiers. So I just saying, like, sometimes I might say, oh, Jared Jeffries is the best small forward in B tier, and I put him at the front. I just kind of say that because that's what my mind thinks, to put him at the front, but I'm not actually ranking the cards in their tiers. Just wanted to kind of clear that up because I do get a bunch of questions about that. But yeah, Jared Jeffries, a really good 6'11" small forward. I would say he's kind of like a budget version, or a free version, I should say, of the Pink Diamond Jonathan Bender. Very similar cards. Josh Smith, he's going in D tier. Great all-around card. I mean, stats and badges, you know, even a little bit of sigs is not that bad, but I mean, this card's jump shot is just so unusable that I think he's got to go down to D tier. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. I'm really hoping we do see a new Kawhi card. I am predicting him to be one of the new Dark Matters on Friday, and I really hope he is, because I think if we get a new Kawhi card that has really good defense and can play the shooting guard position, and they give him a new jump shot, he can kind of be that defensive stopper at the shooting guard spot. Because we have AK, we have Bill Russell, even Dave Cowens now, Jonathan Isaac, so many good defenders at the small forward position, but I really want to have that second, you know, really good defender at the 2. I know we have cards like Sealy, and even, you know, Steve Smith can play very good defense, but I want to have that lockdown card at the shooting guard spot, and I think a Dark Matter Kawhi Leonard could definitely provide that, you know, being a very good defender, and if they give him a new jump shot, he can be one of the best shooting guards in the game. But for this Galaxy Opal, I think he's got to go in D tier. So now for Kevin Durant, this is a super interesting one. I think you still probably got to give him A tier, even though I'm not the biggest fan of his jump shot, and I just don't think the card's got great dribble sigs. Let me know where you guys would rank the Hero KD and the Supersonic version. I think they're basically the same card, but I don't know, like, do you go A tier? Do you go B? Like, I think Danny Ferry better. I think Giannis is better. I think Isaac is better. I think LeBron's better. I think Grant Hill's better. And I also think Jonathan Bender is better. I mean, is he better than Jared Jeffries by a mile? Like, is it crazy to say KD and B tier? I want to know your guys' opinions, because especially on KD, because I know this is going to be super controversial. I'm gonna throw him in B tier for now. He probably will get moved up to A tier later in the video. I just think he probably would be the worst card in the A tier category. Rashard Lewis, I'm not the biggest fan of this card. I'm gonna go C. I wasn't really too impressed with this card. His jump shot just isn't my favorite. I would say is probably C tier. Mike Bantam, I think you still got to give that A tier category. Great jump shot, good defense, has great dribble sigs. I mean, just all around, still one of the better small forwards in the game. Darius Miles, same tier as Jabari Parker, very good budget small forwards in the game. I just think there's better, you know, cards like Mike Bantam, Danny Ferry, and Jonathan Isaac, those type of cards. MPJ, I think, is that one step below. I just don't like his release. His dribble sigs are really good. If I'm not mistaken, he does have the Steve Francis size up, which means his sigs are going to be really good, and he also does have the Kemba Walker escape. So his movement is going to be really good for a 6'10" card. I just don't particularly like this jump shot, and I feel like his defense in game is very, very underwhelming, and he's also not like the best at going to the basket. So for me, MPJ, I think is probably going to be somewhere in C tier alongside this Galaxy of Apollo card. He was better than I expected, but I just don't think he's that great of a card. He's 6'10" with a pretty mediocre jump shot, in my opinion. Pascal Siakam, I mean, after he missed those 3 free throws last night in the Raptors game, and I'm a Raps fan if you guys don't know, I'm very pissed at Siakam. I mean, it's not his fault, completely. I mean, we played terrible. Anyways, I mean, actually not being biased or being hatred towards Siakam, I mean, I think he's probably D. Is he D or C? I don't know. I mean, he's definitely not B tier. I'm going to go D tier. You guys can say he should be C. I'm just going to put him D after him missing those clutch free throws in that playing game. Purvis Ellison, I think, is probably a top 5 small forward in the game. I do like him kind of on that same tier as a Jonathan Bender. Paul George, I will say, is A tier at the small forward position. I know most people might run him at shooting guard, but I think he's actually a little bit better at the 3 because of his size, his defense, his player model. I think he actually shoots the small forward position a little bit better. So for me, Hero PG is going to be in that A tier category alongside Scottie Pippen, another just very good 3-and-D small forward. He's got a great jump shot, and we all know Pippen is still one of the best on-ball defenders in the game. Poku, I would say is high B. I think he's really high B tier. Like, I don't know if he's better than a Danny Ferry, a Scottie Pippen, a Paul George, a Jonathan Isaac, a Bender. I think he's kind of just that one step below and probably one of the best small forwards in that B tier category. Sam Decker is super underrated. I think he's a lot better than some people might expect. I just personally would take the guys in B tier over him. Tim Thomas, I still think you got to throw in A tier. And then James Worthy is just going to be a better version of LeBron in my opinion. And then I'm also going to move Jonathan Bender into that S tier category. So yeah, guys, that's going to be my top 5 small forwards in the game and just overall my small forward tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change about it, and especially where would you guys put Kevin Durant, because I know there's some people that's going to say he should be A tier or S tier, and then I think there might be some other people that do agree with me having KD and B tier. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.